Monday is back. It keeps coming. Happy Monday, everybody. It is another episode of Designing with Deb. I'm Deb. It's right here at artbeads.com/live. I'm so happy to be here on this beautiful Monday. It's February 9th, you guys. I see Michelle and Thais are both here with me today, my fearless sidekicks. Thank you guys for being here. I so appreciate you. Say hello if you're here. Tell us where you're watching from. We always like to see where all of our art beaters are because we love you so much and we want to know what you're up to and what you're doing. It is February 9th. As I said, I am live today. I was not live last Monday. I am fresh back from the Tucson Gem shows and have tons of inspiration. And the show today was intentionally scheduled because it's something that we're going to talk a lot about and something that I saw a lot of in Tucson. So I'm excited to share my stories and some interesting information with you guys, some ideas. We're going to have some fun today. So happy Monday. Let's see who's here so far, who's chiming in. It looks like Carolyn from Oregon is here. Linda in Boston. Hello, hello. Francie in KC. Hi. So say hello if you're here, you guys. Just to give you all of the updates so you can be in the know. Let's see. We're in the midst of a warehouse clearance sale here at artbeads.com. That's 50 to 75% off of clearance. And you guys, I always check out the sales for you, and you should know some of that stuff really shouldn't be on clearance. I mean, I know they're trying to make room for other things, but there are some amazing things. I found some chain. I found some Raven's Journey, which you know Raven's Journey is such a high-end check glass beads. So there's some of those in there. There's findings and there's some really cool charms, even a few tiara cast things. So if you're looking for screaming deals and you're watching on February 9th, either live or on replay, know that that sale is still on today. And wow, it's a good one. And you can also get free shipping in the US if you purchase $49 or more. So that's a pretty cool thing too. So I hope you guys will take advantage of all of those things. Check out those deals at artbeads.com. Let's see who else is here. I see a few more people jumping on. Marianne in Massachusetts. Yes, I love the turquoise. We're going to talk about it. Hi, Julie P. Hi, Chris. Hello, Gail C. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Let's see who else is here. Cecilia Schmidt. Hello. BJ says good morning to Deb and friends. Susan J from Seattle. She says she loves the turquoise. Sandy in Alabama? Not sure. Good morning. JJ from Pittsburgh. Good morning. Zach, hello, hello. Janet K from Northeast Texas. She says it's going to be a very warm day. We're going to have one of those too, Janet K. Zach, you're the cutest. Ruth Alice Cooper. Hello. Good morning. Santa Barbara girl. Hello, hello. Let's see. Wendy from Cali. Oh my gosh, you guys. So I am just back from Tucson and I planned this show. So we did a show last year to talk about turquoise. My love of turquoise, kind of everybody's love of turquoise. I mean, I think most people love turquoise, but you guys said you wanted more conversation about turquoise. And so we're going to talk about it today. I've got some ideas for you. I've got some beautiful turquoise-inspired pieces for you. So we're going to hang out and chat about turquoise again today. And I'll tell you, in Tucson, there is always an abundance of turquoise at the gem shows. So I'm coming off of seeing tons of it. So I don't have a lot of real turquoise in the show today, but lots of turquoise toned things, which is really good because turquoise is Like, it's pricey. I have a turquoise love, but a howlite and magnesite budget. And if you don't know, howlite and magnesite are often dyed the color turquoise to kind of give you, an affordable option. I think I have one item today in the show that is that way, but I've got some check glass. I've got some, just some turquoise tone things that we're going to look at, and a few jewelry designs that we're going to chat about. So we've got a full show. One quick thing. If you're watching at artbeads.com/live, that's the best place to watch the show live because I can see all of you beautiful people in the comments. You can chat with me and Michelle and Thaisa. You can chit chat with each other and you can shop the show. So a quick note about that. If you're watching and you see a shopping bag icon, you can click that at any time during the show. You don't lose the show doesn't go away, it just gets smaller on the screen. You can take items from the show, drop them in your shopping cart, and you can check out and get them on their way, all while you watch. You can still hear us and see us while you do that, so don't be afraid to do that. And if for some reason you get disconnected from the show, you can always go to artbeads.com/live, or just go to artbeads.com. The show should pop up on the screen and you can click on it and rejoin us. So I hope that you'll be inclined to take a look at what's going on today in the show. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. So I'm going to flip around. Oh, and there is a flash deal going on. I see, Thaisa, thank you for pinning that. Tulip red crochet set. It's now $75. You get a free calendar. It was like really pricey before. Now it's a great deal. So get that home to you if you are a crocheter or you want to be a crocheter. So the show is called For the Love of Turquoise, part 2. We did part 1 a while back last year. And you guys, so I'm going to start it with this. So this is, I believe, a piece of turquoise. I've had this for as long as I can remember as an adult. I don't know where this came from. I think somebody gave it to me. And it is a beautiful piece of turquoise. It's got a smooth side and it's got some rough sides. And I just display this in my studio and it gives me a little bit of turquoise inspiration. I am in the Southwest and there is an abundance of turquoise in the Southwest. It is typically mined in the Southwest, although there are mines in Iran and other places in the world. I believe China also has a mine. There are other places where turquoise is mined, and turquoise comes in all spans of blue and green. There are so many different types, and it's so incredibly inspiring to see all of the ways that it is used. It is combined with other things. So we're going to look at some ideas today and look at the different tones, and I'm going to give you affordable options because, again, turquoise is pricey. If you don't have a turquoise budget, there's lots of ways that you can achieve the turquoise vibe, the turquoise look, without breaking the bank. So let's start with looking at some actual turquoise. So I want to show you this to start out. We looked at this in the last show. These are still available, although there are not many of them left. It's a strand of 4mm matrix Hubei turquoise, and they are 4mm cubes. And you guys, this is like the whole spectrum of turquoise right here in this strand. I think it's like a 15-inch strand. I don't have that on my packaging, but there are only a few of these left, you guys. And these little cubes are mighty and powerful. They are faceted. So you can see on this lighter one that there's some faceting. This is from Dakota Stones, and we love our Dakota Stones gemstones. But there are so many beautiful colors. There's like a dark like almost a black. There's like a brown tone. I mean, this is the whole gamut of turquoise. So if you love turquoise, you want to get some real turquoise home, this strand, there's a few left, is great. And you don't have to use it all together, you guys. You can take just a few pieces, maybe just make a bracelet with like some silver tone beads or some copper beads, and take like 3 of these cubes and put them as a focal. So you can just do like a little trio on a bracelet, and you still can save the rest for whatever else you'd like to do with these. Oh, this is a beautiful piece right here. Let's look at this one up close. Ooh, look at that. This is incredible turquoise. So we don't have a lot of turquoise at artbeads.com, but if you want the real stuff, this is gorgeous. It's a gorgeous strand. Now, I'll show you another piece of real turquoise that you can pick up. There's a number of these left, and these are great for a variety of things, and I'll show you what I did with it. So this is a little 16 millimeter twisted pear shape gold electroplated, say that 10 times fast, turquoise charm. And it's got that gold tone electroplating with a loop, and it's like this twisty shape. And it's got this almost like a beveled cut to it, but you can see in this beautiful bright blue of this turquoise stone, some brown inclusions. And of course, each one is going to be a little bit different. These are sold individually. These would make amazing earrings. So if you got 2 of these, all you would need to do is slip that loop right onto an ear wire, and you've got instant turquoise earrings. Ruth Alice is saying, I made a pretty necklace and earring set with my vintage turquoise a few weeks ago. Yeah, the vintage stuff, if you have vintage stuff, is probably pretty spectacular. You know, some of the turquoise mines are actually closed. So, you know, turquoise is hard to get. It's expensive, and that's, you know, driving the prices up. But we all love our turquoise, so we're going to do our best to celebrate it whenever we can. So look at that beauty. So I took one of these. I've got lots of fuzzies on my mat today. I took one of these pretty little charms, and I put it onto a simple little turquoise bracelet. Now, this is not real turquoise on this bracelet, but it is turquoise colored beads. So let me show you first of all this charm. So this is another charm. Look at the difference in this one to this one. Now, they're the same color, and they have the same, you know, sort of patterning in them. So you will get some that they'll still match, but each one is like a little work of art because they are from the earth. So beautiful. So what I did here, you guys, I love a good stacking bracelet. So I just created a nice little stacking bracelet. And what I used here was a little strand of 4 millimeter drux. So these are check glass round beads, referred to often as drux. And the color is turquoise. So these are that Sleeping Beauty turquoise color. So if you're not familiar with Sleeping Beauty is kind of maybe a little bit lighter than this. This is maybe a little bit more on the greener side. But Sleeping Beauty turquoise was discovered in the 1950s in Arizona. And, I'm proud to be in a state where all of that beautiful stuff was found. Actually, the seed beads here. So I'll show you these. The seed beads I used are Treasure. So they're Toho Treasures. They're in opaque turquoise. This is really more of the Sleeping Beauty color, kind of that Sleeping Beauty blue, and it's just really cool. So these are a little bit more on the green side, these Drucks. So I combined the two. They look beautiful together. And then I pulled in these Toho demi rounds in a size 11, and this color is Permafinish Matte Galvanized Starlight. So I sort of took that electroplating gold, added just a simple lobster claw clasp, and boom, you've got just a really beautiful turquoise gemstone and turquoise-inspired bracelet. You could, if you were so inclined, do something like this with your turquoise cubes. You could come in with you could just really replace the Drucks with these and just use some of those seed beads, the treasure seed beads and the demi rounds. And you could even add this little charm, and then you'd have a really spectacular piece. But it's up to you on how far you want to go with your turquoise budget, because my turquoise budget these days is kind of not so great. So I love those. Get yourself some turquoise, even if you just pick up one little fun charm. This is legit real turquoise. And you can have that in a design, or just kind of put it somewhere on your work table and stare at it. That's another way to celebrate it. So I'm going to set that there. Another fun thing that you can do in the turquoise space is kind of explore all of the different colors of turquoise in check glass. So I love this particular check glass. This to me is kind of the turquoise vibe in a check glass bead. Probably more than any other check glass bead I've seen. This one is just really, really awesome. This is a fire polish bead. It's opaque turquoise Picasso. So you kind of get that inclusion of the browns in here with that Picasso finish on these. So this has kind of a green turquoise vibe, and these beads are divine. So from afar, these could actually look a little bit like turquoise, like a real turquoise. And it is a really cool bead. So even if you're not a turquoise fan, this bead is really beautiful. So I love the 8mm fire polish. There's something magical about them. And this can help you sort of celebrate the love of turquoise without having to spend that price. And I agree, Texas Tracy. I think the color of turquoise goes with so many things. And I think there's so many variations that also helps to sort of integrate other colors. So I'm going to show you these if you are a Super Duo fan. So these are a turquoise silver Picasso. So we saw that kind of traditional turquoise, that traditional Picasso in the last bead. But these have kind of a silver Picasso on them, which makes them super interesting. So this might lean in the direction of matching up some silver. So while different colors go nicely with turquoise, so do different metals. So I see people mixing turquoise with copper a lot. You'll see that a lot in the Southwest, but you also see silver a lot. Gold actually works really great, as we saw in our electroplated charm, but look at the silver shine on these. So if you love the Super Duos and you want to do a fun turquoise-inspired design, look at these beautiful Super Duos. That color is such a rich turquoise. It's kind of somewhere in between blue and green. And that's another thing about turquoise too, is it just kind of brings blue and green together. And if you're lucky enough to have some real turquoise and this strand, you'll see, blues and greens in there. A real turquoise strand, you'll often see, some combos of blue and green. So speaking of green, here's another green kind of turquoise. This This is a great strand. I've used this strand for several designs. I absolutely love this strand. This is a 3mm turquoise Picasso rondelle bead strand. So if you wanted to go very monochromatic, oh yes, Santa Barbara Girl Egyptians, who I also love dearly, also did incorporate some turquoise, along with kind of the lapis and, the red coral. And what else did they use? They used a lot of really beautiful gemstones. So look at this match, you guys. You want to go monochromatic turquoise and Picasso. Look at this combo. So you could take these, you can string these all up together. You could do a double strand bracelet like this. This is really lovely. And I think this is a perfect tribute if you don't necessarily have a turquoise budget. So really, really pretty beads. I actually paired these beads with some pink beads for a design, and I love the look of green, kind of a turquoise green and pink together. That kind of makes my heart sing a lot. Let's take a look at these. This is another seed bead. So when we start getting into the different tones of of turquoise, you can bleed into other colors. So this is more of an emerald green. Like this is a transparent rainbow seed bead, but I love that it's got like varied colors. So if you like kind of going in that direction of mixing and getting different tones together, this actually looks really cool. So I'm just going to pull a couple of our turquoise beads over here from our little cube mix, so you can see how this all sort of works together. So if you grab these and you want a little bit of that rainbow look, you can pull in those more emerald green with your turquoise, and then you're getting a really cool, interesting vibe. So I like the idea of just kind of venturing out and seeing what else might go with your turquoise. I actually think that there's some turquoise tones in that rainbow. So you're kind of getting a little bit of turquoise in it, which is why I picked these, because I really do see some turquoise in that. All right, let's see what else we've got. If you want to do some knotting or some macrame, Eslon makes a turquoise. And this is a beautiful, lovely shade, kind of in the Sleeping Beauty vein. So again, that Sleeping Beauty turquoise is that very, very sweet and loving blue. And it is probably one of the most coveted turquoises that exists. And this blue is somewhere kind of in that range. It's just, this is a beautiful cording. So if you want to take your like even your green turquoise and do some knotting in between it, look at that. That would be really beautiful. You could also do some micro macrame and pull in some of your seed beads. You could hang a charm off of a knotted bracelet. So this is really, really pretty. This is also available and in that shopping bag. So if you want to grab some of that, it's just a nice cording. And maybe you don't even want a turquoise-inspired piece to begin with. You just want to add a little bit of that color to something else. All right, speaking of Sleeping Beauty, this also kind of looks like Sleeping Beauty. This is a ring bead. We did a show about ring beads a while back. We introduced this product a while back, and I did a bunch of fun things with ring beads. They're a little glass donut. They're 4x1 millimeter. You get a 2.5-inch tube, and this color is turquoise. So these are just a nice little flat bead, perfect for stitching projects, bead embroidery projects, and stringing projects, which of course I love. And you can stack them together I'm going to grab, I had a head pin somewhere here. Let's see. I'm just going to show you what a stack of these might look like. So if you want to do like a fun little bracelet and just put those all together, you could use these with your demi rounds. You could use them with like a daisy spacer. There's also those vinyl Kishi beads that are, I believe, still available. Another flat bead that would look really cool with these. And you could put seed beads and other beads with them. The ring beads are so much fun. I've had a lot of fun playing with the ring beads, and I thought I would pull out the turquoise ones so you guys could see how beautiful this color is. This is a great turquoise inspired bead for a turquoise inspired bracelet, necklace, or earring, or whatever else you're going to do. So these are fun. If you haven't tried the ring beads, there's tons of colors. So many options, so little time. You could also, here's actually, look at this. So here's the turquoise opaque frosted demi rounds, and these are in 8ths. So I know somebody's going to want to see these next to each other. Ah, Nancy, yes, for fidget bracelets. Yes. Okay, here's the rings. And then let me show you this opaque frosted turquoise demi round. Now the colors are not exactly the same, but I'll tell you what, they look great together. So 2 different donut sizes. I'm hungry. I'm only seeing donuts now. These 2 beads, this is the ring bead. This is the size 8 demi round. So you could mix these 2 together. That would look really cool. You could throw in some gold or some silver or some copper, add some copper seed beads, you guys. And this would be a really cool design. I want to make sure I don't put the wrong beads in the wrong container, because that will really throw me off when I make something with these later. So you've got options with these little round beads, and that would look beautiful together. I double dare ya to make something with these 2 together. Someone get Deb a donut, please. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. I never eat breakfast before this show, you guys. So I'm always starving when I'm doing this show. All right, look at this. This is a cool piece of chain. This is a 3mm turquoise and gold 2-tone rope chain. It's sold by the foot, and it's got that like patina look. So incredibly popular in the jewelry space to have sort of that patina look. Now, I think some people often think of patina as a bad thing, but when you're doing it intentionally and purposely, it's a coveted thing. You want to get that look. So this isn't tarnished. This is intentionally made to look like this. Now, Texas Tracy, this is challenging for a clasp. This is an interesting chain to work with. So I've used this, and I've done one of those metal crimp ends like you might use for leather. And you can actually use a little bit of like 2-part epoxy, put it into your crimp end, let the glue dry, and then crimp it. And you've got a pretty good secure closure for your piece. You can also get in there with some thinner gauge wire. So there is a hole there. I'm trying to show you there is a little hole. So you could get some wire in there, some thinner gauge wire. You probably could fit like a 22 gauge wire in there, probably a 24. So you can get your wire in there, and you could do some a wire wrap loop, and then do another wire wrap loop, and you can attach a clasp that way. So it's just giving an opportunity to test out some different ways to do that. But I made a bracelet with this probably about 2 years ago now, and it was so much fun. I went to look for it. Of course, I couldn't find it. I can never find anything in this studio. A jump ring, Michelle. Yeah, so the right size jump ring to make sure it fits in there, and then it also will go around that piece of chain that's cut. So play around with that idea, guys, but this is a really cool chain, and you could use that with a beaded section for a bracelet. I actually, when I made my bracelet, I put large hole beads over this piece. I'll see if I can find that bracelet. If I can find it, I'll put it into the Serious Art Beaters Facebook group so you guys can see it. All right, we looked at some cubes, and the cubes that we looked at were genuine turquoise. But if you don't have a turquoise budget, what about these? These are opaque turquoise Toho cubes. They're 3mm, and these are fabulous. So they have a really shiny look to them. So these are more in that kind of greenish Sleeping Beauty, kind of the Sleeping Beauty vibe. Oh goodness, look at that. And you could actually combine with one of these charms. So create a bracelet like this with with all of the cubes instead. And these cubes really match nicely to this if you like more of a true match. I kind of went with a little off match here. But if you like more of a closer match, you could do cubes and pick up one of those charms. And I think these Toho cubes are a really nice quality. I've worked with them a few times now, and I really enjoy them. They're nice quality, beautiful little cube beads. So pretty. 3mm, you can do a lot of things. You could use them just as spacers for a design. And I want to show you guys this. So I know Halloween isn't anytime soon, but there are a lot of people that love skulls. And I mentioned earlier that howlite and magnesite are often used and dyed to look like turquoise. And this is a dyed magnesite turquoise 12mm skull bead. And this is a really nice quality. So sometimes, I'm just going to be honest, I've seen some really cruddy magnesite and howlite. This is magnesite. And I find that sometimes it's just not great quality, but this is a really nice quality and looks very much like turquoise. So look at that face. He's so cute. There are so many things you can do with this. And if you're not into, Halloween, I see a lot of people use skulls throughout the year. Big skull fans. This one has tremendous detail, and it looks to me a lot like turquoise. So you could mix it with your turquoise. So look at, he goes so perfectly with all of the real turquoise, helps you stretch out the use of your turquoise. So if you want to put a nice large skull as a focal. And the cool thing about this guy too is you can also put some things in his eyes. So you can fill those cavities with some gemstones or some sparkly rhinestones. He is cool. So I wanted to show you magnesite because magnesite is also a nice alternative to turquoise. And if you get a nice quality magnesite like this, it can really make your design look like you're wearing a little bit of turquoise. I'm going to set him there because he's cool and I love him. All right, let's look at a few more things before I show you a design that we can chat about. I love teacup beads. Teacup beads are some of my favorites. I've designed with them a lot. And the teacup beads also come in turquoise. So if you haven't worked with these before, they look like a little bead cap or a little teacup. They have that they kind of look like a little bowl. And they are center drilled. So they do very much look like a little bead cap. So you could use these as spacers. You can stack them. Let me grab my head pin here and show you how these might look stacked next to each other if I can get this to work. I'm like all fumbly hands this morning. It's probably because I need a donut. So look how they look stacked. So you could stack them. You could put seed beads in between them. They are super fun. So this is just really a cool bead. If you haven't worked with teacups, there are so many fun things. There's several designs of mine in the design studio if you want to take a look for them. I'm sure some other art beads designers have worked with them as well, so you could take a look at their designs. But these are 4x2mm, and this one is turquoise, just plain old turquoise. That's the color. That's what we're talking about today. Let's take a look at this design. We might need a little bit of space here. This one is cool. So this is a necklace that I put together just over the weekend. And I love the look of this one because it is a very turquoise-centric kind of piece, but there's no real turquoise in here. There are gemstones, there's check glass, and there are seed beads. So let me tell you about this after I show it up close. So the stars of the show are these really awesome teardrop beads, and these are check glass. They are 16mm turquoise bronze Picasso pear-shaped beads. And they're so shiny, it's kind of hard to give you the actual look of them under a light. And I don't know, let me turn off my light on my table here. I don't know, that just makes it look too dark. But they are like turquoise with this heavy bronze Picasso on them. So they have this undertone of turquoise with all of this metallic on them. And they're super shiny, super interesting. And all around them, I used, and let me just actually show you a couple of those beads up close, just so you can see them. They're cool. They're a neat bead. So you could just take a couple of these and put them onto, wire wrap them and put them onto an ear wire. You've got some cool earrings. This is a stone. And I put the stone through the base of the necklace as well. They are not turquoise, but they're a cool turquoise alternative. They're a little on the bluer side, but you'll see lots of variation here. So these are actually blue sky jasper, and they are dyed. These are from Dakota Stones. They're 6mm rounds, and you get, I think, a 15 to 16 inch strand, but look at the color variation. So much like a turquoise with all of this color variation, you've got a lot of color variation here. So these, a little darker blues, maybe more of a denim almost, but when you put them into this context, they almost look a little bit like turquoise. So this is a great alternative. You could probably hear them dropping onto my table here. They're a cool alternative, you guys. And these are 6mm. So I think they look really interesting. And I combined them with some seed beads. And these seed beads are some of my favorite, these blue ones. Now, I have loved this color as long as I can remember. This kind of finish and color of seed bead is amazing. So these are also Tohos, and these are an 11-0 semi-glazed turquoise. And they just look really super rich. And I love this color with all kinds of different options. I love this color with pink. This blue is so beautiful, and this finish is so beautiful. So I love this, and I thought, just when you're putting spacers onto a piece and you're trying to bring colors together, sometimes a seed bead acts as your spacer and as sort of a regulator. Like, it regulates the combinations of beads that you're working with. So I did add also a 15-0. You guys know I love my 15-0s, and this is a frosted bronze. So I pulled in bronze to kind of pull out that bronze finish on these teardrops. So this is just a simple necklace, but it does look very Southwest, very turquoise. And it's just a cool piece that you can layer with other things or wear on its own. I'm going to put it on so I don't forget to show you what it looks like on. So I'm going to just put this guy on really quick. But this is a fun design and really pretty turquoise inspired. I'm going to show you another fun thing that we love here at artbeads.com. We love our bead strand assortments. This one is teal, but I think this lends itself to turquoise. So I'm just going to show you this one. I'm going to just hold up all of the beautiful strands. This is very, to me, a little bit more floral, a little bit more, maybe kind of lends itself to spring, but these are definitely a turquoise bead. And these are Texas Tracy, this necklace is probably about 16 to 17 inches long. I didn't measure it, but you'll see it's pretty short. But you can certainly make it as long as you want, and you switch it up based on how many beads you want to use. This is a 2-hole bead. It is definitely a turquoise. It is a check glass bead. You've got this one that kind of has some turquoise vibes to it. It's got that table cut. You've got some icy pearl drops. You've got this blue and Picasso rectangle. Super awesome bead. Here's some leaves. So cool. You get all of these together. If you've not seen our bead strand assortments before, they are a collection of often vintage. Most of the beads are going to be vintage. You get 10 strands. And this is all like already curated for you. They all go together, but you can certainly separate them out and do certain things. Thaisa says she loves the icy pearl drops. They are spectacular. So you could, let me show you this. You could come in and take your pearl drops and combine them with that turquoise. So you get a really cool rustic and romantic look with your cubes and those very, shiny and icy pearls. So, this to me kind of screams turquoise. That we are calling it teal. It is certainly also teal, but I'm seeing turquoise in this vibe too. So if you want to get a whole curated collection, this is one of the Mix Master Megan specials. And this one is extremely popular, has been extremely popular. So if you're interested in this one, don't miss out. They are limited edition. Let's look at a few more. Speaking of drops, if you want a small turquoise drop, there are these. And I think these might be in my earrings. I got to take a look too. These are a magatama. And they're 3 millimeter, and they're little 3 millimeter drops in a opaque turquoise. These are gorgeous. These are super fun. These can add some texture. So you can see that the hole is a little bit towards the top, and then that kind of bulbous end of the drop is going to be, pushed outwards on your design. So you could do all kinds of fun things with these, add some texture. I do love the idea of these being incorporated into a little stacking bracelet too. So you could put groups of 2 or 3 of them, and they'll kind of push each other into a fun little shape. Let me put a few on a head pin here so you can kind of see how they orient. They are really a fun bead, and I adore them. So when you put them together, they will often push themselves into a little like picot shape. Super fun. Great for dangles, Santa Barbara girl. You're so right. I love this color. It's just a lovely opaque turquoise, just a lovely turquoise, kind of in that Sleeping Beauty vein. Really a fun bead. So do I have them in my earrings? I'm going to look because I might. Oh, yes. This is what I used in this design. I made these for on a show probably last year. Bugle beads, some demi rounds, and some of those magatama drops. And look, the combination of turquoise and purple. Hello. I love that. I love that so much. So turquoise goes with pink. It goes with red. It goes with yellow. It goes with everything, you guys. And if you like the teardrop look, there's several types of these. There's several colors of these available. I've only got one in the show today. But these are awesome. If you don't like that super shiny, bronzy finish, this is more of a rustic look. So this is a check glass 12 by 16 millimeter Persian turquoise stone drop. And it's got like a table cut front and then this super interesting Picasso finish. So you've got that shiny, shiny front and then a really cool Picasso finish on the back. So it makes your necklace or whatever you use to make these with reversible. So maybe you want to go with this look, maybe you want this look, and you see these beads pushing together and kind of giving themselves their own place there. They kind of love to group together like that. So really pretty. Kim Caldwell, I love carnelian with turquoise too. I did a really cool carnelian and turquoise necklace last year that I love to wear in my day-to-day life. Okay, where are my cushion round fans? I know there's a bunch of you out hanging out on day. Look at this. Even the cushion rounds can represent in the turquoise space. So these are gorgeous. These are our beloved cushion rounds. This is a satin metallic turquoise. It is 14 millimeter and these beads, I mean, hello. So I would just love this, maybe with some orange sort of carnelian shaded seed beads in between. They're just really beautiful, really, really beautiful. I love these. I love a cushion round, but I love this color especially. This, I need to make something with this to wear with this outfit because this sweater looks like a perfect match for this. And you know what, you guys, look at this. So I'm just saying, some real turquoise and maybe a focal or 2 or 3 of these make a cool bracelet, and that's a nice combo. That's a really nice combo. So if you love your cushion rounds and you haven't picked up a turquoise one yet, I think that you should. I think you will really enjoy them. We looked at, in our necklace, we looked at some 6 millimeter blue sky jasper. We also have a few of these left in the 4 millimeter. So this is another strand of Dakota stones. This is a dyed blue sky jasper. So you get all of that color variation. Again, it's not turquoise, but it has that same kind of vibe. Some varied color, some, greens and blues, and it's just some browns. It's just some really pretty stone. And you can kind of get a turquoise vibe, not with a turquoise budget. So, yeah, I believe those cushions are gorgeous as well, Santa Barbara girl. So this is really cool. Laura says, are they any of these beads I don't know offhand, Laura. So when I picked the show, I was really focused on turquoise tones. You'll see if there is a sale price attached to it when you look at the product description. So it will give you a sale price and tell you that it's on sale. So if you click on that shopping bag or you click on a shoppable link, you can see that. So I don't know offhand. I've got a lot of product in the show today, so I'm just not certain. Sorry about that. Here's a cool bead, you guys. This one is fun. This is like a greenish turquoise. This is a check glass mini dagger. Have you guys seen the mini daggers? They're fun. They're a fun shape and a fun texture to add to your designs. They're 2.5 by 6 millimeter, and they have that top drill so that they go down to like a point, but they're not flat. Like the larger ones are flatter. This is kind of like a little chunky dagger. And I love this color. It is a turquoise Picasso. So I'll show you the packaging. It says turquoise Picasso. And so it's got that green and brown. And remember, we looked at these earlier. So think if you wanted to add, like you want to do more of a monochromatic turquoise look, you could put these in between these, maybe add some seed beads in there, and you've got a really awesome sort of green turquoise and Picasso vibe. Super fun little bead. I love these. I think they are adorable. And I think they need their moment to shine. So you guys pick up some of these and put that as a fun texture into your pieces. See what you can come up with there. So many fun things. Here's another teacup bead in that turquoise bronze Picasso. So we looked at my necklace, and my necklace had this turquoise bronze Picasso in a teardrop, but these are in a teacup. So that little teacup with that turquoise under and that overlay of bronze, and it is so beautiful. So you could do, this would look interesting with your real turquoise. You could take these and add these, maybe put some seed beads in between. Let's see. What are you saying, Dee? It gets a little boring. I prefer to see what can be done with the products. I love seeing the products, but it seems like there are more shows showing products instead of actually making things. Okay, well, Dee, I know I've been doing a lot of product shows lately because I was away, so I had to plan them ahead and didn't really have as much opportunity to do the projects, but I made some samples for you to give you the ideas. I've got some shows coming up that are actually classes. So we're running a business here, so we got to do that, and we love your ideas for what you want to make too. So these are teacups, if you're interested in those. And let's see, I've got a few more things I'll show you. This is an interesting bead with an interesting finish in a turquoise color. Look at these. These are a turquoise AB. So these are the turquoise fire polish beads in 4mm, but they've got an AB finish on them. So look at that AB finish. So if you like that color and you want a little extra sparkle, there you go. There you go. These, maybe you want a little bit more of a fairy kind of fantasy look with turquoise. This one is beautiful. I'm always gonna, when I do these shows, you guys, I'm always gonna give you ideas too. So yeah, so I'm showing you some things today, but also giving you some ideas along the way. So let me show you another idea. And if you guys like this idea, I will do a show with these as well. So if you're interested in how to make these, this is a fun pair of earrings. These are all turquoise colored beads. We've looked at other beads in this color and finish. And this is a really fun design. So this is one of my designs. I've made these before a couple of times on air. These are a combination of the cabochon bead. So these are I'm seeing a yes, please, OMG, love. Thanks, Thaisa. These are a Checkmate 2-hole bead, the larger one here. They are 7mm. It's an opaque turquoise Picasso. And then I've got some matching seed beads. So let me show you the Picasso cabochons first. So here we go. And cabochon beads, if you're not familiar with them, they're 7mm. They're flat on one side, which is why they're called cabochons. And they have this nice round top. Thanks, Santa Barbara girl. And yes, Tracy, I agree. I'm sorry if the show is boring to some people, but want to give you the inspiration and the things to look at. And I do plan to use some of the turquoise in upcoming shows. So we'll make these. And what I used are just a few of these. So 3 for each earring. And then a combination of these seed beads, which are an 11-0, and these are amazing. These are hybrid turquoise Picasso in 11-0s. And I'm going to actually put these into a dish here, if I can open it up. So twist that guy open, and here they are. And so they match the cabochons perfectly. It's the same bead, but these actually to me look like little stones. So as an idea, you could just do a simple little bracelet with all of these beautiful beads, and it looks like maybe you're wearing a little turquoise strand on your wrist. So pretty. So I'm sorry, Dee. We will do some more fun things for you, hopefully to appease you and make sure you have some fun things to look at. So these are gorgeous, you guys. These I use these in combination with these. So I brought in some metallic. So we looked at these earlier, some frosted bronze. Those went into my necklace as well. So we'll make these. We'll make these coming up. I'll probably get them onto the schedule in March, and we'll do some different colors. We don't have to do the turquoise. We'll bring in some different colors, and it's really fun. So I love this design, and if you're not someone that works with seed beads and 2-hole beads, I can tell you these are so easy to make, and look at the impact of these. They look really swanky and really fancy, and I love the fact that these are super turquoise looking. So someone might think I'm wearing turquoise on my ears, but I'm not. Just a couple of other ideas for you guys. If you want to put some silver with your turquoise, we've got a really awesome pendant here. So I made a necklace with this guy a little while back when I did my mixed metal show. So the mixed metal show, I put together some different colors of metal, but I really love the look of this pendant with some turquoise. So if you grab these cubes, you could do a simple necklace with some seed beads, and then grab a pendant. This sterling silver pendant is really stunning. So this is a sterling silver circle in circle cutout pendant. Sorry, my camera's wobbling there. Look at that combination. So if you like silver with turquoise, you've got silver, and you've also got these beads that you could put with your turquoise. These are check glass. So that's another thing. Like sometimes you need some silver, but you don't have a silver budget. So grab some check glass. These are 6mm silver round bead strand, and they go beautifully with your turquoise. So in the last turquoise show, I put these together, and I loved this combination. I could not find that bracelet to save my life, but I made a bracelet, and I just added a few of these cubes. So also, you know, again, like I said earlier, stretching out that turquoise, because turquoise is pricey. And if you want to stretch out your turquoise, you can do all kinds of things to do that. Here's another really pretty turquoise bead. And this is another one of our vintage beads. And you guys, this is all coming off of the strand here. And so I'm not sure that this is a whole strand or a part of a strand. It's a vintage bead, and they are, they're check glass, and they're green turquoise leaves. So if you're a leaf fan, you're a leaf bead fan, or you're just a turquoise fan, these also make amazing little turquoise or cactus pieces. So if you want to make a cactus style necklace, you can use these guys. And I'll show you, because I can see it in here. It's all tangled in another necklace here. Bear with me. I made, this is in the design studio. I made a cactus necklace a while back. I think I did, it was a YouTube video for art beads, and this is really fun. So this is also something we could make. And this, Those beads are larger, but you could certainly use these smaller scale to make some of the pieces of your cactus. So these are so fun and check glass and vintage and cool. So I love those. I think they're super fun. And one more, I've got some other things in the shop, but one more thing I want to show is the other combinations of things you might want to add to your turquoise. So this is a gorgeous set. This is a gorgeous seed bead. This is galvanized matte starlight, and this is a 15. If you wanted to make a really cool bracelet or necklace, this matte galvanized starlight 15-0 seed bead would make great texture, great, add some dimension to a piece with these little turquoise beads. So really, really fun. And last but not least, and there are some other things I popped in the show as well. Look at these. These are actual daggers. So we looked at those mini daggers earlier. These are a 3x10 single hole dagger bead. And this is transparent gold smoked. So if you've got the real turquoise, or you've got, I'm gonna push this down a little bit, or you've got a check glass, look at this combination. So this is a really beautiful gold tone with a nice, cool, smoky look to them. And the combination of turquoise and this is really, really awesome. You're welcome, Edna. Thank you so much. So this is really pretty, really, really cool, really, really fun. You can do so many things with turquoise tones, turquoise colors. So let me flip back up, you guys. We looked at a lot of things today. I know we didn't do a project. Here's the necklace. Here's the necklace that I made. So this is a short one. Tracy, you asked the length of this. I believe this is 16 because it's pretty short, but it makes a nice collar. And look at those colors. So love, love, love that. And if you wanted the other beads to be more visible, so the beads are using up the back, which were our gemstones, not the turquoise beads, you could make this focal section longer, and then more of these beads would be visible. So there's so many ways that you can do variations of a necklace like this. It's an easy project, just some simple stringing, but it's all about trying to, bring the balance of shape and color and all of those things together. And this looks like, very turquoise inspired for sure. So super fun necklace. Thank you, Santa Barbara girl. So we've got lots of different turquoise tones, turquoise options, and you can still get, if they're still available, those little turquoise drops, which are so pretty, so much fun. Still got the little turquoise cubes, if those are still available, and so many other beautiful turquoise components. Beads, and we had some Eslon too. If you guys want to do some macrame or something like that, we've got that available. Don't forget to close out your carts, you guys. If you walk away from your carts and you had something that was limited in your cart, you might miss out, because sometimes when they're limited, they get scooped up by someone else if you haven't checked out yet. So don't forget to get checked out and get all of those turquoise goodies on their way to you. Chris, thank you so much. Thank you guys for being here. Oh, you want to see the earring, Texas Tracy? These I made maybe last year or the year before. We can do these again at some point too. These are so much fun to make, and they're so cute. Just really easy peasy kind of fun. You do like a ladder stitch with the bugle beads and add some other things to them. So we could do those another time too. Bring those back. And maybe we can make a cactus or something sometime. So lots of fun things, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of you watching. And yeah, we've got a full week of shows. We've got Julie on Wednesday, Becky on Thursday. I'll be back on Friday. I do have a fun class for you on Friday. It's ladder style necklaces part 2, very different than what we did in part 1. but a very much the same ladder concept. So we'll do some more of that. So I hope all of you have a fabulous week. I hope you get to make something, and I'll see you on Friday, guys. Thanks so much for being here. Bye.